Hello everyone, I am Tenli Atara from my CBT campus, currently studying OTHM Level 3 Foundation Diploma for Higher Studies. This is my presentation for the module of Foundation Computing. Let's get started with the key components of the Central Processing Unit. Identification of internal components of the Central Processing Unit. The Central Processing Unit, or the CPU, is the main part of the computer system that processes data and information. It is also called as the brain of the computer because it controls all the operations. The CPU has five main components that work together to perform specific tasks. They are Arithmetic Logical Unit, ALU, which handles all the mathematical calculations, performs logical operations, Control Unit, CU, that directs and coordinates data, registers, small storage spaces that hold data temporarily, cache, a vast memory that stores data at speed processing, buses that transfer data and instructions between the CPU and other parts of the computer. Next, we will look at the functions of the central processing unit. A CPU handles many important functions of a computer system. It processes all data and information given to the computer. First, fetching is the process where the CPU gets instructions or data from the main memory so it can start processing. Then decoding is when the CPU understands the instruction and decides what action needs to be performed. Executing is the step where the CPU performs calculations and logical operations based on the instruction. Storing is when the CPU saves the processed result either in its registers or in the main memory. Finally, controlling data flow. This function ensures that data moves smoothly between different parts of the computer system. Next, we will discuss how computer hardware components work together. Hardware components in a computer system work together to process information efficiently. First, input devices are used to enter data and instructions into the computer. For example, the keyboard and mouse allow users to give commands to the system. Next, the central processing unit, or the CPU, processes the data received from the input device. It performs calculations, makes decisions, and controls all activities of the computer. Then storage devices. Storage devices store the processed data permanently so it can be accessed again when needed. Finally, output devices display the processed result to the user, such as through a monitor, printer, or speakers. In this way, input devices, the CPU, storage devices, and output devices work together as a system to complete tasks smoothly and efficiently. Next, we will discuss about different types of storage media. Storage media are devices used to store data and information, either temporary or permanent, so it can be accessed whenever needed. There are four main types of storage media: magnetic storage media, optical storage media, solid-state storage media, and cloud storage. Magnetic storage. Magnetic storage is a type of storage that uses a magnetized surface to store data and information. It can store larger amounts of data and is commonly used in computer systems. Types of magnetic storage include hard disk drives, magnetic tapes, floppy disks. Now that we know what magnetic storage is, let's look at the different types of magnetic storage devices. Hard disk drives are a type of magnetic storage and main storage device in computers and laptops. They are non-volatile, which means they store data permanently. HDDs store information on spinning disks coated with magnetic material. They offer larger storage capacity, are relatively inexpensive, and are used to save files, operating systems, applications, and media. Magnetic tape drives store data, especially videos and audios, using magnetic tapes. They can hold larger amounts of data and may be used for purposes. They are also low cost compared to other storage devices. Floppy disk. Floppy disk is a small, thin, flexible disk inside a plastic case to store small files. They have very limited storage capacity, usually around 1.44 MB, and are quite fragile so they can get damaged easily. Let's move on to another type of storage media, which is optical storage. Optical storage uses lasers to read and write data on a disk, storing it on a reflective surface. It's mainly used for videos, music, and software because it's portable, durable, and long-lasting. Types of optical storage: CDs, DVDs, and floppy disks. A CD is a type of optical storage used to store digital data. It has a standard storage capacity of 700 MB and is mostly used for music, small files, software, pictures, and documents. CD have only one fit layer, are portable, inexpensive, but can get damaged easily. DVD Digital Versatile Disc. A DVD is an optical storage device with 4.7 to 17 GB capacity. It stores larger files, videos, movies, games, and software. DVDs have double layers of it and are more durable than CDs. Solid-state storage. Solid-state storage uses electronic circuits or flash memory to store data. It's faster, quieter, more durable, and non-volatile. It's commonly used in computers, smartphones, tablets, and cameras. The main type of solid-state storage is solid-state drives (SSDs). Solid-state drives store data electronically using integrated circuits. They have no moving parts, so they are faster, quieter, and more durable than HDD. Capacities range from 128 GB to several TB, and they are used for large files, games, software, and operating systems. They are more expensive but long-lasting. Let's look at cloud storage, a modern way to store data online. Cloud storage lets you save and access data over the internet. It's used for personal files, photos, documents, videos, backups, sharing, and hosting applications. Benefits include access from anywhere, scalable storage, data protection, and encryption. Examples include Google Drive, OneDrive, iCloud, and Dropbox. Let's talk about how data is represented in computer systems. Data representation in computer systems. Computers can't understand human language, so all the data such as text, numbers, images, audio, and video must be converted into binary form, zeros and ones. This process is called data representation. There are different types of data representation depending on the kind of data. Text data. That text data is represented using ASCII or Unicode. Numeric data stored in binary, image data stored as BMP, JPEG, or PNG. Audio data stored as MP3 or video data stored as MP4. Encryption in data representation. Encryption is the process of transforming readable text, plain text, into an unreadable text, ciphertext, to protect data and the privacy of the user. The secret key is used to scramble the original data. Types of encryptions. Symmetric encryption. This encryption uses a secret key for both encryption and decryption, and this is also called as private key encryption. Asymmetric encryption uses a pair of keys, a public key and private key, to encrypt and decrypt data. End-to-end encryption. This encryption protects data as it travels from sender to receiver, like in WhatsApp messages. Let's talk about how pictures and audios are represented in computer systems. Images are represented in computers using bits, zeros and ones. An image is made up of tiny squares called pixels, and each pixel has a color. Each color is given a numerical value, and which is then converted into binary code so the computer can understand it. All this data is saved in image file formats like JPEG, PNG, or PMP. Then audio representation. Audio is converted from analog sound waves into digital binary numbers using ADC, or analog to digital conversion. The sound is sampled at regular intervals, stored as binary and saved in formats like WAV, MP3 or FLAC. Let's talk about compression. How compression can aid storage of data, images and sound. Compression is the process of making files, images or audio smaller by removing unnecessary information. This saves storage space and speeds up data transmission. There are several types of compressions: data compression, image compression, and audio compression. Image compression. There are two types of compression methods: lossy compression and lossless compression. Lossy compression reduces file size by removing some data permanently. This slightly lowers quality but saves a lot of storage space. It is commonly used for images, audio, and videos like JPEG and MP3 files. Lossless compression reduces file size without losing any data. The original file can be perfectly restored, making it ideal for important documents, images, and software files, such as zip and PNG formats. Audio compression. Before compression, larger dynamics, more peaks, lower RMS levels can be seen. After compression, smaller dynamic range, some peaks, higher RMS level can be seen. Logic gates and their features. Logic gates are the fundamental building blocks of digital circuits. They perform basic logical operations on one or more binary inputs to produce single binary output. Logic gates and their features. Logic gates are the basic building blocks of digital circuits. They perform simple logical operations on one or more binary inputs to produce a single binary output. Main types of logic gates are AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, and NOR gate. Let's see what are the purposes of different types of computer networks. There are different types of computer networks such as PAN, Personal Area Network, LAN, Local Area Network, MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, WAN, Wide Area Network, and EPN, Enterprise Private Network. PAN, Personal Area Network. PAN is the smallest type of computer network. It is used by one person. Range is around 1 to 10 meters. Used to connect devices such as laptops, phones, tablets, and Bluetooth headphones, and it uses low power. LAN, Local Area Network. LAN is a computer network that connects devices within a small area like a home, school, hospital, or an office. Range is up to a few kilometers. Used for sharing files, printers, and internet. This network is high speed and low cost. MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. This covers a wide area like a whole city or a campus. Range is around 5 to 50 kilometers. It used to connect LANs in a city, and it has medium speed. WAN, Wide Area Network. This is the biggest type of network. This connects computers across countries and continents. Range is unlimited, used for global communication and data sharing. The largest WAN is the Internet. These are slower than LANs and expensive. EPN, Enterprise Private Network. EPN is a private network created by large organizations to connect its multiple office branches. Range can cover cities or countries. Used for secure communication between the offices. Highly secure, private, and reliable. Let's talk about hardware, software, and transmission media used in computer networks. Networks use hardware like modems, hubs, switches, routers, access points, and cables to connect devices and move data efficiently. Modem. A modem converts digital data into a format suitable for transmission over telephone or cable lines. It allows a network to connect to the Internet. Its main functions are modulating and demodulating data. There are several types of modems: dial-up modem, cable modem, fiber optic modem, and wireless modem. Hub. A hub connects multiple computers in a LAN. When one device sends data to the hub, it broadcasts the data to all connected devices. Types of hubs: active hubs, passive hubs, and smart hubs. Switch. Switch connects multiple computers and devices, but unlike a hub, it sends data only to the specific device it's meant for. Types of switches: unmanaged switch, managed switch. Router. A router connects networks and directs data between them. It provides internet access to multiple devices and can be wired or wireless. Access point. An access point lets wireless devices connect to a wired network using Wi-Fi. It extends the network's coverage to areas the router can't reach and helps create wireless LANs in homes and offices. Next, we will discuss about the software used in computer networks. Network operating systems, network monitoring tools, network security software, virtual private network (VPN) software, and web browsers. Network operating system. A network operating system is software that manages network devices enabling them to communicate, share resources, and operate securely within a LAN or larger network. Network monitoring tools. Network monitoring systems track a network's performance and traffic, detect issues like slowdowns or failures, and alert administrators to ensure smooth and reliable operation. Network security software. Network security tools protect networks and data from unauthorized access, cyber attacks, and misuse. They ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability using firewalls, antivirus, encryption, access control, and intrusion detection. Virtual Private Network (VPN) software. A VPN creates a secure encrypted connection to the Internet, hiding your IP address and location. It protects your privacy, reduces exposure to cyber threats, and is specifically used on public or shared Wi-Fi. Web browsers. A web browser is a software that lets you access and view content on the Internet. It sends requests to servers and displays results like text, images, and videos. Popular browsers include Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. Transmission medias used in computers. Twisted pair, fiber optic, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Twisted pair. Twisted pair is a type of cable made of two insulated copper wires twisted together to reduce electromagnetic interference (EMI) and crosstalk. By twisting the wires, any noise from external sources that affects one wire is also affected on the other, allowing for the signal to be extracted by comparing two wires' destination. This cable type is commonly used in telecommunication and computer networking for both voice and data transmission. Fiber optics. Fiber optic cables transmit data as pulses of light through thin glass strands. The light reflects inside the wire, allowing high-speed communication over long distance for internet, phone, and TV services. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a popular wireless networking technology. It uses radio waves to allow electronic devices to connect to a local area network and the internet without any physical cables. Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a short-range wireless communication technology that allows devices to connect and exchange data over a PAN. This technology don't use physical cables or an internet connection data transmission. Now let's see what are the range of World Wide Web technologies. HTML, CSS, HTTP. HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the standard language for creating web pages. It uses tags to define content like text, images, and links. Web browsers read HTML files and display them as web pages. HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is the foundation of the World Wide Web and is used to load web pages using hypertext links. HTTP is an application layer protocol designed to transfer information between network devices and runs on top of other layers of the network protocol stack. A typical flow over HTTP involves a client machine making a request to a server, which then sends a response message. CSS Cascading Style Sheets is used to style HTML pages, controlling layout, colors, fonts, and spacing. It separates structure from design, making web pages look consistent and visually appealing. HTTP Purpose of different types of computer network topology: star topology, bus topology, ring topology, and mesh topology. Star topology. Star topology, often known as a star network, is one of the most typical network configurations. In this design, each node is linked to a hub, switch, or computer that serves as the hub for the whole network. The main network device serves as a server, and the other network nodes function as clients. Depending on the network card type in each computer, a coaxial or RJ45 network cable is utilized in a star topology configuration. Bus topology. Bus topology is a type of network topology in which all devices are connected to a single cable called a bus. This cable serves as a shared communication medium, allowing all devices on the network to receive the same signal simultaneously. In a bus topology, all devices on the network are connected to a single cable, with each device using a connector to tap into the cable. When a device sends a signal, it is broadcast to all other devices on the network, and each device receives the signal and decides whether to act on it based on its own unique address. Ring topology. A ring topology is a network device where connected devices form a circular data channel. Each network device is linked to two more ones by 2 points on a circle. A ring network is a collective term for the devices arranged in a ring topology. And finally, mesh topology. A mesh network is a local area network architecture in which the infrastructure nodes, such as bridges, switches, and other infrastructure devices, link directly, dynamically, and non-hierarchically to as many other nodes as they can to transport data to and from clients effectively. Every node can take part in the information relay because of the lack of dependence on a single node. Mesh networks automatically arrange and configure themselves, which can lower the installation burden. In the case that a few nodes fail, the ability to self-configure provides dynamic burden allocation. And thank you everyone for watching and listening to my presentation.